if you are experiencing extreme triggers with your partner, or you are seeing the same patterns in different relationships, perhaps you're feeling really reactive and unable to kind of control that response and just go rah at things, then this video is for you. So these triggers, or I like to call them buttons, they are an evidence that you have unresolved stuff, issues that you are storing. Now, these could be from childhood. It could be from past relationships. Some people will even believe that they are from past lives, or perhaps even being passed down to you through the generations. However, these issues have been created. They are being stored unconsciously, and that is why they then become a button that's being pushed. If you don't know me, hello, I'm Pam, and having been in the psychology and behavior space for over 20 years, I am now an NLP trainer and coach, and I'd love to share with you how your mind is linked to the current challenges that you might be facing in your relationship. Let me draw this for you to see. When we experience an event, and it could be just one time, if it's emotionally strong enough for it to cause a real memory and a real lock-in to what's happened, or it could be a series of events over time. You know, perhaps the way that you were treated by parents or in a long-term relationship. And these events are stored in your memory. And the part of you that's in control of your memories is your unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is the part of us that keeps the body running. You know, when you're asleep, who's doing that? It's in charge of intuition. So when you get that gut feeling, and it is in the domain of the emotion. And the emotions that you have that are then attached to these events that have happened in the past are being stored in your unconscious mind and in your body. So your body has these memories running through every cell of your body. And it's like having an injury, right? It's sensitive. It hurts. If you've got something painful to think about from your past, because there's negative emotions attached to it, it's really sensitive. It's something that you don't necessarily want to put out there. It can be raw. And so that then is what is the button, okay? And it doesn't take much for people to brush by and up and against this button, and you experience all of the emotion that this button is holding on to. And sometimes people will even know how to push that button because they've done it before. And whatever reason, that's a whole nother video, that they want to see your reaction and they will push your button intentionally. And the key thing to know here is that emotions are supposed to be felt. Then they're supposed to be processed and then let go of. But who's taught how to do that? Really think about that. How do we do that? When do they teach that at school? I used to teach. I'm a teacher. And I never once taught children how to feel, process, let go of emotions. And in fact, at a young age, what do we say to children? Shh, shh, shh. Don't cry. It's okay. Shush, shush, shush. And so, knowing how to feel, how to really feel the emotions, knowing then how to process those emotions, and knowing how to let go of them is something that we all need to know how to do. But what we also know then is that the unconscious mind has one main job. So its prime directive is to preserve the body. That is the unconscious mind's main function. So yes, to operate in your everyday life, if you've had something pretty traumatic happen, your unconscious mind will help you push it down deep. Okay, so that you don't have to face this trauma and those emotions every day. So that is a necessary function of the unconscious mind. That's another prime directive of the unconscious mind. However, the unconscious mind knows what that's doing to your body. It's running through your whole body. And so your unconscious mind will present you opportunities to clear this emotion because it knows what it's doing to the body. And you might find that you're actually attracted to people who push this button more than others. You might find yourself in situations almost identical to those that you've been in before, almost identical to the ones that created the button, the emotion. And it will be that real complete repeat of patterns. You might completely unconsciously, of course, be actively looking for those things that create a situation for you to release this emotion. So anger, for example, you might be actively looking for things to be angry at. And that's because your unconscious mind knows it needs to clear it from your body for a healthy version of all you can be. It needs this button gone. And that is what we can do using hypnosis, timeline therapy. We can understand how the triggers have been formed. What triggers are they? Being really specific about what is within this button. And then using the process of reframing, reframing the meaning that these events have had, reframing the power that it has onto you, just changing how you feel about something allows you to clear completely the emotion that you have tied to events. So then you process things differently, and then you let it go. And I have a webinar designed for this very process, and that's coming up soon, completely free, so that you get to experience what it's like to get rid of this button and be completely free from any triggers. All the details for the webinar are in the links underneath this video. We all deserve to be living push button free. I can't wait to see you at the webinar.